I just pulled off the biggest flip of my life by selling this Patrick Kane Future Watch Auto BGS 9 Auto 10 for... You're gonna have to stick around to find out. What's going on YouTube? Flipping Out SC coming at you with a brand new video. And in today's video, we're going on the journey of a flip. We're going to see how this flip started, where it ended, and how I made money by buying, selling, and trading with a little luck added in on the side. This flip wasn't your basic buy to low price and sell to high price sort of deal. We really had to take the scenic road to get here. To start, we have to go all the way back to just about a year ago, in June 2022, when I took a trip to Tucson, Arizona and bought a blaster of 2020-2021 SP Hockey. This is where I got lucky. In that blaster, I pulled this SP with the Authentics autograph of Jason Robertson. These cards are a tough pull and come out at a rate of 1 in every 480 packs. This card was super clean when it came out, but was only worth around $50 raw at the time. Seeing as I was living in Mexico, selling it was a bit difficult, so I just held it and waited. I ended up grading it a while later with a big PSA sub I sent in, and it came back at 10. The cost of the blaster, along with the grading fees, was approximately $58.27 Canadian. That's piece one of this long story. But this wasn't the only Robertson involved in this flip. Back on September 19th, 2022, I bought into the Jason Robertson hype a bit more when I purchased this Ultimate Collection Ultimate Rookies Auto on ComC for $42.29. That roughly translates to about $56.69 Canadian. This was before the season began, as a bunch of people had high hopes for Robertson, so like I say, I figured I would buy into the hype a little bit more, and looking back, I'm sure glad I did. That is piece two. The next part of the flip comes from another hunch I had. I use Upper Deck ePack quite a bit, as I live most of the year in Mexico, so buying and selling physical cards isn't really an option. Therefore, I figured I would start stockpiling one player who I thought could have some really good value over time. The player I happened to choose was Dawson Mercer. But before I get into how many of this card I bought and why, if you haven't viewed my video documenting some of the different things you can do on ePack, one of the features of ePack I really enjoy is that you can combine cards into new parallels. With Upper Deck Series 1, 2, and Extended, you can combine base cards as well as base rookies, otherwise known as Young Guns, to make silver and speckled foils. The base cards take 10 base to make a silver and 10 silver to make a speckled, whereas the Young Guns take 5 Young Guns to make a silver and 3 silvers to make a speckled. So the magic number of Young Guns you have to have in order to make that speckled foil is 15. Therefore, I made it a goal to slowly stockpile 15 Mercer Young Guns and create a speckled. At the time I started this project, I collected many of the Young Guns by trading game-dated moments cards for them or buying them at around $7 to $8 a piece. I ended up getting my first 11 just before he started to pop off and go on his goal streak. I can't remember exactly how many games in a row he had, but I'll throw it up here. So, about 5 games into his goal streak, when I saw someone selling Mercer Young Guns at $10 a piece, I bought the final 4 I needed. Altogether, I acquired the 15 I needed with 3 base game-dated moments, which are roughly $8.50 a piece, 4 gold game-dated moments, which are extras from the base packs, so essentially free, but for the sake of the flip, we'll just call them $8.50 a piece as well. A Jake Gensel MVP Prospects card numbered to 20, which I bought for about $4, and the 7 I straight up bought for a total of $61. In total, I put approximately $124.50 into my Mercer Speckled Foil Young Gun. This was part 3. The final 3 cards that were part of the initial portion of the flip were these 2 Ottinger Rainbow Color Wheel Marquee Rookies, which I bought for $6.25 USD each on ComC, and this Kent Johnson Young Guns that I purchased for $5 earlier in the day at the card show where this trade took place. In total, the 3 cards cost me approximately $23.46 Canadian. I then traded all of the above cards, an approximate cost of $262.92 Canadian, for the raw Patrick Kane Future Watch Auto and a raw Adam Fox Young Guns. I was super stoked to be holding by far the biggest Future Watch Auto I had ever owned, and a clean one at that. I figured my best play would be to grade it and see what happened. There was a bit of white on the corners and the edges, so I didn't think it would get a PSA 10. But with PGS at the show, I figured the best bet would be to send it their way and hope for a 9.5. I also sent in the Adam Fox Young Guns to PSA on my next submission, as it too looked very clean. With all the shipping and other fees included, the cost to grade the Patrick Kane was approximately $79.76 Canadian, and the Adam Fox was $31.10. The Fox came back as a PSA 10, and the Kane, well, it came back as a BGS 9, but it had all 9 subs and a 10 auto. At this point, after buying, trading, grading, and shipping home, all of the costs I had associated with these 2 cards I now owned were $373.78. Not a bad price for a PSA 10 Adam Fox Young Guns and a BGS 9 Patrick Kane Future Watch Auto. I then sold the Fox after fees and shipping for $91.72 Canadian, putting me to the Patrick Kane for only $248.06. And just a few weeks later, the Patrick Kane sold. Now, it didn't sell for absolute top dollar, as Kaner didn't quite have a postseason to remember. And if I waited until the start of the next season, if he got traded or signed, I probably could have gotten a bit more. But with the price I was into it at, and the fact that I just wanted to keep the money moving to get into more great cards, I was quite happy when I sold it for $700 USD. After fees and shipping costs, I netted $786.60 Canadian, and once all was said and done, I netted a cool profit of $504.54. I was stoked, and honestly, the first thing I wanted to do was put this video together to share this with you guys. I know I haven't put anything out in quite some time, but it's because I spent the last summer back in Canada, and I decided to spend my time a few different ways. Firstly, I wanted to spend a lot of time with family and friends I hadn't seen in a year and a half to 2 years in some cases. Secondly, I lost my job, so I had to do some job hunting in my spare time, and I didn't have as much time to make videos. But all good now. I got a new job, and all is well. And thirdly, I got married. And the time and energy that goes into planning a wedding, I didn't want to start off my marriage with losing half of my sports card collection, so there was that. But I hope you all enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. If you did, feel free to drop a like and a subscribe. And drop a comment with whatever your best flip was. Maybe we can all learn a bit from each other's flips. But until next time, we'll catch you on the flip side.